Hello everybody! Today I'm clapping again. I always clap at the beginning of these videos. Can you tell I was a cheerleader in high school? Jeez. So today I'm going to do an April's favorites video, and this is going to be kind of new to my channel because it's not book reviews and it's not a mail haul. And it's also going to be kind of a new thing. Like, I don't do this on Chicklet Plus, my website. So I'm kind of excited for that, to be able to bring something new just to the YouTube channel. What I'm going to do is talk about the books that were reviewed on Chicklet Plus in, for this month. It'll be in the month of April, and that received 5 stars from either myself or my team of reviewers. And so I kind of like this too because the books that my reviewers have read and reviewed, obviously I can't really talk about them on the channel because I haven't read them. So I'm excited to be able to maybe have a few more books that I can talk about with you guys, bring something new to the channel, bring something new to Chicklet Plus, and spotlight the books that we really loved. So if you guys like this idea, if you can like the video or comment and let me know, so I know if I'm like on the right track, if this is something that you guys want to see. I watch a lot of beauty YouTube videos as well, and a lot of the girls at the end of the month or the beginning of a new month, they do what their monthly favorites were, and they go through, they're mostly talking about like makeup or skincare or hair products, but some do like clothes and shoes, or like I've seen apps being talked about. But I thought maybe it'd be really cool to do a bookish one for this channel. So again, if you guys like the idea, let me know, or if you have any other ideas for other segments that you guys maybe would want to see, please just go ahead and comment and tell me, and I will pay attention to that. And I've lost my list, so hold on. Need to go get my list. And I'm back. Okay, got my list. We're ready to go. So I have 5 books to talk about that got 5-star reviews on Chicklet Plus in April, either from myself or from one of my reviewers. First one is called Tainted Love, and it's by Erin Cawood. Cawood? I think I'm saying that right. So that's Tainted Love, and the way that I met Erin was she actually asked me to proofread a book for her, or edit a book for her. I did freelance editing for her, and so then I was like, well, maybe it might be helpful if I read some of your other books. And so I'm just putting that disclaimer out there, but my review, and I think I've said this before, I'm very honest in my reviews, in the bookish community. I know so many people, it's impossible that just if I like someone or if I've worked with someone that I'm going to give them a 5-star review or a good review if I don't really enjoy it, because then I don't feel like anyone would really take me or my reviews seriously. So quick thing about that. But I did want to mention that I have worked with her on a professional level. But I read Tainted Love. I did not edit the book or proofread the book or do anything like that. I just read it to kind of get to know Erin and her work more. And this book, it haunted me. As I was reading it, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I literally would go to bed and still be thinking about it and wondering what was going to happen. Or then after I read it, I was just like, I can't believe I read that. It is such a good book. It's kind of hard to read, just a warning, because it deals a lot with domestic abuse and domestic violence, and so it's kind of hard to swallow certain parts. Such a good book. I highly recommend it to women because you could see the mindset that the main character had. Sometimes you read books about someone who, whether they're being abused or whether it's just like they're being cheated on or something like that, you can kind of get annoyed with them and frustrated with them because you're like, yeah, I know, like something's wrong here. What are you doing? Why are you still involved? But the way that it was written from her perspective, it was like you could understand where she was coming from. And even though you wanted to like scream at her, get out and do something and run, it was so good. I really hope that you can read this book because I just thought it was so good. It really touched me on a personal level, and I felt like it could really maybe help a lot of other people. And even if you aren't a victim yourself or have been or whatever, you know, maybe if you've even just known someone or know someone now, I think the book could be really helpful to you. So I liked it on several levels, and I gave it a 5 stars because it was a book that meant a lot to me, that I still think about, and that I still recommend to people. The next book that got 5 stars is called The Marrying Type, and this is by Laura Chapman. And I have to do another disclaimer here because Laura is one of my authors with Marching Inc., with the publishing company that I own. Not actually do the review for her on Chick Lit Plus because, I don't know, that would just be kind of weird if I did, because obviously I loved it when I published Laura's first book as well, Hard Hats and Doormats, another really good book that I recommend. And she sent me the query for The Marrying Type. I was like, yes, because I love books about weddings. My 4th book that I'm currently writing right now, I was like, okay, hold on, we can't release these like back to back because my book is about a wedding too. Different characters, different plot lines. I mean, they're very different books, but I was like, okay, we can't release 2 wedding books back to back because that'd be weird. So my book is still being written. It's almost done, hoping for a summer release. But so Laura's got to go first. So this is The Marrying Type. I love the cover. The character is Elliot. I don't know why I'm like reading the back. I've read this book several times. Character is Elliot, and she's a wedding planner, and it's based in the South, which I also like. I love books in the South. I would never be able to write one myself because the South is just like a whole nother entity in itself. So I gave like massive props to Laura that she wrote this because she lives in Nebraska. We're real close to each other. We're gonna meet one of these days. I know we are. This Elliot, who's a wedding planner, she gets asked to do a reality TV show. Her cousin, and she's not really into it at first, but then she realizes her mother has previously passed away, and after she died, her family finances aren't in the best shape. And once she finally realizes that, and she realizes how the show could actually help her, she agrees to sign on to the show. So you have like reality TV and weddings going on. It's a great match. And then of course there's a love interest. Elliot is planning a wedding for a bride and groom, and her ex-boyfriend is actually the bride's brother. So there's a lot going on with him. It's chick lit, it's funny, it'll make you laugh, it's about weddings, it has a cute cover, it's getting great reviews so far. New release still, really good reviews so far. People are seeming to really like it, so I'm so happy, and I'm so happy for Laura. And our reviewer, Michelle, I'm pretty sure Michelle is the one that reviewed The Marrying Type for Chick Lit Plus, and she gave it 5 stars, and I was like, yay, that's so awesome, because my reviewers are very real too. Like, okay, so my reviewers, I don't pay them. It's just, you get books, you review them, it's the payoff. Very real too. Like, I even send them my books or other Marching Inc. books, and they don't always get 5 stars. So they're very honest too. So I was so happy when I saw that she gave it 5 stars and she loved it so much. I thought that was so exciting. So that's another one that I recommend to you, obviously. The next one that got a 5-star review was from me, and I've actually done a review video on it, so I'll try to remember to post the link to that video below. But it's called The Other Wife, and it's by Kathleen, Irene, Paterka. The Other Wife. And this one, I talked to you guys, I felt like I couldn't even find the words to say when I was talking about it in my video because I loved it so freaking much. I thought it was amazing. It's, the title kind of says it. There's 2 women who are married to the same man. And so that made me have all kinds of questions about how that could happen. And the husband passes away very suddenly and leaves everything to the younger, more current wife, who he's only been married to for 4 years, and basically gives nothing to his wife that he's been married to. It was for like 30 years or something like that. Everything that they went through together, she, you know, goes from a life where she has a beautiful home and she doesn't have to work to she has to sell her house. She has to work in a department store to try to keep bringing money in because everything got sent to the other wife when he died, and the women eventually meet, and how they meet and how the ending played out, I just thought was so brilliant because I was trying to figure it out for myself, like, how is Kathleen going to write this story? And I thought it was just a phenomenal book. So that is one I like wholeheartedly give 5 stars to. I thought that book was so good. And then the next one is called The Perfume Garden, and it's by Kate Lord Brown. And our reviewer, Kate, actually reviewed it, and she gave it 5 stars. But I did just want to mention it mostly because, like, look at this cover. I hope you guys are seeing that okay, because I think this cover is so freaking cute. Oh, when I saw it, when the review request came in, I looked at the cover and was like, oh, I totally want to read this book just based on the cover alone. But I didn't have time. Even though I want to accept every single review request for me, I have to remember this is why I have my team around me to help me, because I can't physically read all of these books. But I thought this cover was so cute. Kate gave it 5 stars. She loved it. Let me see. I think it was like a more of the historical book, but I might be wrong because it doesn't say anything about that in the synopsis. So maybe I'm just kidding. I will leave Kate's review, the link to her review, in the description box if you guys want to read her full review and see why she loved it so much, and if you guys want to grab your copy of it. I just love the cover. I just thought that was so cute. I am such a sucker for good covers. And then my last one that I'm going to be talking about is actually, I just mentioned it in my last review video that I gave it the 5 stars. And it's Lowcountry Boneyard by Susan Boyer. It is from the Liz Talbot mystery series. It is book number 3 in the series. And I kind of mentioned in the review video that, here's the cover. But I kind of mentioned in the review video that I like mysteries as well, and especially when they're kind of more on the lighthearted side. They're not like really scary or gross or violent. So, which is definitely the Liz Talbot series. The entire series I definitely recommend to you guys because it's so good. Susan's writing just makes the books just go so fast. For me, they did. The main character is Liz, and so you're following Liz through each of the novels. There's Lowcountry Boil, Lowcountry Bombshell, and Lowcountry Boneyard is the most recent one. And you just follow Liz through each book as she has a mystery that she needs to solve. Lowcountry Boneyard is there's a missing woman in her town, and it's also in the South again. Yay! Love my Southern books. So there's a missing woman, and she's from a very prominent family, a very rich family, very powerful family, and they hire Liz, who's a private investigator. Did I say that word? A private investigator, to try to help find her. And I thought the ending was really good. I kind of mentioned that the ending took me a little bit by surprise, the way it all worked out with the missing person, but in a good way. I absolutely loved it. There's a romance factor involved, and there's also a ghost who I said I was a real fan of the ghost, who it's Liz's friend Colleen, who has passed away, and now she's a ghost. And she's in the other novels too, but in this one, she's like getting really good at being ghostly, like being able to materialize. And I thought that this part was so cool because there are certain parts in the novels where there's situations that happen and she helps get Liz out of them. Like basically she saves Liz's life several times. And when, like, there's a certain one that's a car accident. So a car accident happens and probably Liz should have died, but when she wakes up in the hospital, people are like, well, they saw a teenage redheaded woman pulling you away from the scene, and that's what saved your life. And that is who Colleen is. She's able to materialize as to who she was when she passed away, which happens to be a teenager. So I thought that was so cool. I loved Colleen's character and how she works out in it. I didn't think it was like gimmicky or weird at all to have the ghosts involved. I truly enjoyed reading about her. So I gave that a big 5 stars as well. And so that is the 5 books that we gave 5-star reviews to in April on Chicklet Plus. I will leave all of the links to their reviews in the description box along with their Amazon links if you are interested in checking them out. They'll link any videos, any review videos that I've talked about these books in too, so you can kind of see what I've said in other videos. But again, if you like the favorites idea, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions on any other segments that you might like to see on here, and I will be sure to read those and give them consideration. And thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.